Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Solution Review. Well, it's not too early to start to get retirement tax smart. Folks, I've talked to many of you from all around this country, and clearly the concerns continue to get deeper and deeper, especially with all this chaos and uncertainty that's been caused by this election and, of course, by this coronavirus. And many people, many of your friends and family and neighbors have openly shared, look, I am really scared. We had a couple out of Colorado saying, look, we're actually scared to death of taxes. And the more we've asked our advisor about taxes, the last time he shared with us, well, look, taxes are just a way of life. Well, come on, folks. I mean, I've heard that one. I've heard other people say, well, we had our advisors that after 20 years finally said taxes, almost irritated. They said, Chuck, taxes are just part of the equation. Or one of my all-time favorites, a client shared that their longtime advisor had said, look, taxes, there's two things that are certain, death and taxes. Just you're going to have to deal with them. Folks, that's not true. And deal with them is not what you want to do, because we've got Joe Biden. If he fully steals this election, which I believe he has, his left-leaning mob, I believe, actually has done, then unfortunately, taxes are heading up. And don't buy the lie that it's only for those that have income over $400,000. Everything will be impacted, because if he's going to raise the corporate tax rate 33%, then those companies, right, that we need to be profitable in order to make sure our retirement accounts continue to grow are obviously not going to be as profitable. And unfortunately, that's going to impact our retirement, which impacts our income, which means indirectly we're taking a tax increase. Add to the fact that the tax rolls are down, and him wanting to kind of do this across the board, carte blanche, everybody wear a mask, mandatory this, all these shutdowns that you're already seeing after the election, especially in crazy states like California. And folks, the writing is on the wall, and many people are concerned, and with good reason. I think of Jenny, a client of ours from Arizona who's in her early 70s. And when she came to us, she said, look, I am just sick and tired of kind of living exactly the type of person that you talk about, Chuck, where I socked away money in my 401ks and IRAs. And now that I'm widowed, I am paying the piper. I'm paying extra tax on my Medicare, extra tax on my Social Security, and being pushed into higher tax bracket with my income being forced upon me because of my required minimum distribution. Folks, an RMD is more than just standing for required minimum distribution. We've seen it really be a retirement mass destruction piece, but the good news is you can prevent it. So what we were able to do with Jenny was we were able to actually help her use a really unique area of the Tax Cut and Jobs Act that creates the ability for up to a 100% tax deduction. And she was actually able to Roth convert $300,000 out of her IRAs at zero tax, literally zero tax. Now, she was also concerned to not leave a tax burden to her kids now that she's widowed. She said, if I pass away with all this money in these IRAs, my kids are going to get taxed over the next 10 years after I pass. So we were also able to show her not only how to get rid of the tax to her, but also develop a plan, right? Because it's never too early to start to get tax and retirement planning, and in particular, tax smart. And she said, I'm really glad I decided to take the time to get smart on this, because now we've prevented not only her kids getting taxed on that $300,000 that's obviously going to balloon and continue to grow, but tax-free. They're going to be inheriting that, just as Jenny will experience the ability to draw from that account tax-free, not only over her lifetime, but without the worry of the market taking its dips and corrections and or hopefully not crashes. And because we built a lifetime tax-free income with only upside, no risk to the downside. We actually created over $33,000 a year of totally tax-free income that doesn't tax her on a federal level, a state level, her Social Security, or on her Medicare, or to her kids. Folks, here's the opportunity. I'm going to be teaching the importance of it never being too early to start to re-engineer to be tax smart in our retirement planning. So go to retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com. and register. It's a complimentary log on and learn educational webinar where many of your friends and neighbors have said, I didn't even know that it was possible to have unlimited upside, totally protect our downside, and create tax-free lifetime income. And it's not one of these traditional annuity things, folks. We had a client I talked about last week from Arizona that was actually able to drop their risk in just their retirement accounts by over 70%. Folks, you worked hard for your money. Let me leave you with one final thought. Do you have the ability to say that you know for sure you can't outlive your money? And do you have a tax plan that doesn't just protect you, but protects your kids? Imagine more time, more money, more financial success. And as a client said, I think best this week, she said, Chuck, what your hidden wealth solutions do is give us retirement confidence. Folks, if you're ready for confidence and you want to remove uncertainty, this is the opportunity to learn how to re-engineer retirement. Big government's not going to protect us. Big government's coming after us on a federal level, a state level, property tax level. The time to protect our money is now. Get never too early or too late to get really a head start to be tax and retirement smart. RetirementProtected.com, retirementprotected.com.